Hello everyone, this is Helen H and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. Today I am going to be participating in the hashtag Paperback Journal Pages collaboration. This is an open collaboration sponsored by Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming and Susan from Hiles Art. And if you've seen any of my recent videos, I was working on making a paper bag journal. That was one of their prompts from a different challenge, but it had to do with using paper bags, or any kind of bags actually. But the last one was to make a paper bag journal, which I happened to find one in my stash, and then I decorated that. That was my last video on the paper bag journal challenge thing. Anyway, today we're going to be covering the pages with painty paper, scrapbook paper, or whatever we want to use. And I am going to, I'm going to show you that I have covered my pages already, simply because it's not very interesting watching someone just cut and ink and glue, which is basically what I did. Now the cover, I did do a little bit more on the cover. I added some gesso patches, just kind of to blend the layers together. And then I put a little bit of gesso on these ties. And I'm going to be doing more, but for this week, we're just really concentrating on the pages inside. Now, I think I got you a little bit close. Let me move you out. Sorry, I'm going to adjust the camera for 1 second. Sorry. What I wanted to use this for is for ephemera from this pack, these paper pads. It's called the Princess Collection, and this is by Prima. Now, this is an old collection, but a lot of the papers are cut aparts and everything. So I want to go ahead and cut them apart and store them in here, and then this will be on my desk ready to pull out anytime I want to use it. So this is going to be an ephemera holder. So basically all I did, I used paper scraps from this pad, because the whole thing is going to be about this pad of paper, and I covered the insides with that paper. Now I inked the edges that show, okay, and this is the end of the bag here, so that's going to be a little tuck pocket here, okay. Next week, we're going to work on making pockets and such for the pages, but this is just about getting the pages covered with paper. So this is the end of the bag here, and I glued it shut to make this little tuck spot here. And when you do this, if you're going to do this on the end of the bag and you want to cover this part as well, you don't need to ink all the way around. You only need to ink a little bit that's going to show. This goes all the way down here. I didn't bother inking down here because you can't really see it. But it will help the things go in and out if you do bring this back piece of paper all the way to the bottom of that little crease there. And then this part here, this is just this is the open part of the bag here. And of course, I'm going to be using that to tuck some ephemera in. Now, here's a word of warning, and I'm giving this to you from experience. Paper bags, a lot of paper bags, they have this little serrated edge on them, and then one side might have this little cutout, that how we do that to make things easy to pull in and out. Well, I covered the whole thing with paper because I don't need that little cutout thing. And I actually wiped it down and everything, but somehow when I was pinching this together, these pages together for the glue to dry, I glued my thing together, and I had to take a letter opener and gently reopen this because this was glued shut. Okay, so be careful if you've got that little indent there that you don't put glue, or that you really wipe off the glue, or put some parchment paper or wax paper in there when you're drying it, so that this doesn't stick to that like that. So then, these are just beautiful papers, but they're not decorated. I just used the plainer papers. Now here again is another one, another bottom of the bag, so it is glued shut. Or the ends are glued to make a tuck here, okay? Because otherwise this would just flap open. And then there's this paper here, and this again is a opening, and yes, I glued that one shut. All of them I glued shut. Then I use this polka dot paper. Then I've got this script paper and this paper here. And see, everything is inked in vintage photo. And then we've got this piece back here. And then this is another tuck here. And you can see here where I took, you know, where this part stuck again and I glued it shut. And then there's the back. I did use one of the small fairies on the back. Now I'm going to be using those. Next week we're going to be putting the pockets and tuck spots and all of that in our journal. And then the third week we will be embellishing the journal. So this was really just using the papers, any kind of papers. And I know Susan Hiles on her video had suggested using wallpaper or wrapping paper, painty paper, all kinds of interesting papers. If I didn't have a purpose for this as specific as using it for, you know, storing the ephemera from these paper pads, then I would have probably gone all out and gone wild. But I really wanted to keep it simple, you know, keep it for one thing and one thing only. When all that ephemera is used up, I'll still have a pretty little journal to keep other ephemera in. So that's it. Those are my pages for this, the base pages for this journal here. I am going to put Sheree and Susan's links in my description box. So what you want to do is to go watch their videos, and then in their description box they'll have a list of all the other people who are playing along with this paper bag collaboration, paper bag journal collaboration. Or you can hit the hash, if you go in their titles or anybody's title and put the hashtag paper bag journal pages, click that, it will take you to all the videos that have used that hashtag in the title. So you can see back, you know, you can see like this week's, you can see the announcement videos if you want more information because you want to participate, or, you know, towards the end if you want to see the whole thing. If you click that in the title, it will take you to all of the videos with that in their title. So guys, I hope you like this video. I hope you play along, and even if you don't post, you know, play along, make yourself a little ephemera holder. This would be a beautiful little photo album. You could put in these openings here, you could put some cards with more photo mats on them. You could put tons of photos here. You could even put some journaling in these spaces here if you wanted to. But that's it for today, and I'm looking forward to next week figuring out what I want to do for tucks and all that kind of stuff. And please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Give me a thumbs up, and until the next video, guys, I hope you're all truly blessed. Bye-bye.